Hello, everybody. This is JD again. Today I'm going to talk to you about something I've talked to you about over and over again. Old news, but seems to be that people seem to forget. What I'm going to talk to you about is one, obsolete income tax program versus a sales tax or a fair tax or consumption tax, whatever you want. Now, when the first things first, understand that the fair tax or sales tax, which is what it really is, will do several things. One, you're going to get a rebate or a refund or whatever you want to call it once a month, once every 2 months, once every 3 months, however they set up the program. That's for paying you back for the items that you bought that is considered the necessities of life. So don't think that, oh, you're not going to get a return. And understand, it's, in other words, when you get your paycheck, the federal government's not going to be taking a third of it for income tax. Also understand, by going to the sales tax, the cost in this country of producing an item is going to be reduced by approximately, they say, 30%. Well, if we reduce the costs of producing an item by 30%, plus by not having an income tax, it's going to actually give the people who are working a pay raise, more or less. What's going to end up happening is that our manufacturing community expense to make an item will be reduced by approximately 30% or maybe even more, which will then make it extremely competitive with the world between our automation, our innovation, and the ability of the American worker. So by going away from the income tax, we will also help to improve or promote production of finished goods within the United States, which will then bring manufacturing back into this country. Then also, which would increase the job market. Also, by having the sales tax, fair tax, consumption tax, it is the greatest transfer of power of any nation. By taking away the power of Congress for the taxes and putting it to the people. Because then by increasing any sales tax, it would be immediately observed and the people could say yes or no. Right? Also, by having the sales tax, you will have everybody in this nation, every single person, paying into the tax system, including, quote unquote, illegal aliens. The only difference between the illegal aliens and you is that because you're here legally, because you're either an American citizen, or you are here because you have visas, or you are here because you became an American citizen, or you're here on papers, the government has your address. Don't think they don't. So when it comes time to send out your rebate, they send it to you. Now, illegal aliens, the government does not have that information. So when it comes to send out the rebate, they don't get it. In other words, they pay a little bit more in taxes than everybody else. I guess that would be the cost for being here illegally. But if they want their rebate, they can let the government know where they are. And of course, the government will then cheerfully show up with their rebate check and probably will escort them to the airport so that they can cash the rebate check and buy themselves an airline ticket to go home so they can fly home. So as you see, the consumption tax has several pluses Now the negatives, well, all those people who fill out the taxes for you for jobs will have to get another job. The IRS can be turned into a real internal revenue service and be monitoring the government and how it spends the money to report to the people instead of reporting to the government. So the IRS could be turned from the bad guy of the people to the supporters of the people. They don't need to lose their job. They can monitor and say, whoa, wait a minute. This program is not feasible. This program does not enhance. This is a double over program compared with this program. This here is this, and they can monitor. In other words, be a real internal revenue service that deals with the internal revenue monitoring of the government and reporting that to the people. These are just a few of the things. Now, people like H&R Block and stuff, they will have to go into auditing of businesses and starting to show how businesses can improve their net value or net worth and where they are losing money and where they are making money. So no, it's not going to be a change of a lot of jobs lost. It's going to be a change of avenue. The truth is, though, the biggest thing that the government fears about the sales tax is that it gives you, the people, the control of the taxes. But also, our tax system then will be based on our economy and the ability of you, the people, to be able to spend your money, and not based on the sweat of your brow, the work of your back. In other words, the sales tax will be like an addition to your ability to spend, whereas the income tax is a yoke hung around your neck, removing your ability to earn, hindering the exact ability for you to earn, because it takes so much out of your pay before you even get the paycheck. So, when someone gets hired for $20 an hour, he'll be making $20 an hour, not $14 an hour, because so much is taken out of by taxes and more income taxes. So where does the bottom line lie? Where do I stand? I stand 100% in removing the income tax, getting rid of the income tax. One of the greatest things as a president I would enjoy doing is to tell the people our government is no longer, as of this moment, collecting income tax, and we are going to a complete sales tax system. That's where I stand. I'm not going to tell you I'm going to reduce taxes, I'm going to increase taxes, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. I'm telling you, we're going to change our tax system. Yes, that's going to be a struggle, and it's not something easy to do, but it can be done. We will convert our nation from a nation that taxes people on their ability to work, on the burden, puts a burden on their household existence, and change it to an economic development tax, which gives you the ability to spend, and even then everything will be taxed, but necessities in life you will get a refund. Could be monthly, bi-monthly, or quarterly. We will go from an obsolete, burdenous, heavy, backwards income tax to a modern, streamlined tax system that is based on you, the people, and your ability to purchase items. There's things that will need to be worked out. Some items will have the sales tax, some won't. How much will the sales tax be? Well, example, they're talking about 23%. Whoa, 23%. But at the same time, Walmart had said if we got rid of all these other hidden, built-in taxes that you don't see, they could lower the cost of an item as much as 30%. So actuality, when you leave the store, you will pay as much as 7% less than you are paying for it right now. Think about that. There's a bunch of hidden taxes in there you never see. One is the income tax. I don't care where an item is manufactured, anywhere. Once it enters into the country, it is handled by workers. Those workers, whether it's in shipping, whether it's in a warehouse, whether it is in routing, whether it is sending, whether it is a truck driver, whether it is a person who stocks it on the shelf, pays income tax. That is added to the cost of the item, plus other taxes. So as you see, by getting rid of the income tax, you eliminate a lot of hidden taxes that every item you buy pays for, thus reducing the cost of the item. Not only reducing the cost of the item, reducing the cost to make the item, then which if reduction as much as 30% is possible, it becomes feasible to make the item here in the United States cheaper than shipping it from around the world. So, the fares tax, the sales tax, the consumption tax, I just like to be plain and simple with you out there, call it sales tax, will actually have more benefits for this nation besides giving the taxing power back to the people where it belongs, and the power of the government to the people where it belongs, but also it will greatly enhance the ability of the American production manufacturing field to compete with the rest of the world, thus increasing jobs availability within the United States. That's just a few of the pluses. Plus, everyone who's here legally will get a rebate, and everyone who is here illegally will still be paying taxes too. Whether they get paid under the table or over the table, when they buy something, they will pay taxes. And those who are here illegally, they'll be paying more because they won't be getting a rebate. Just think about these few things, okay? This is JD on what I would love to see as a tax system. And as president, one of my goals is to switch from the burden income tax to the sales tax.